All right, this is a little bit of a last minute unplanned live, so I guess a pop up live. Oh man, gotta get my morning started, but first, coffee. Give you guys a little bit to get some people pop in here. Looks like we got at least one or two people in here now. Let me get onto the live chat. Hope you guys can hear me and see me good. I got some exciting news today. Yeah, I stayed up a little bit late last night. Got a few things done. Man, if I could just get this camera to set straight here, it'd be great. It just seems kind of off with this line right here. I don't know. My OCD is kicking in, guys. It's tearing me up. Got one thumbs up. What's up? Oh, probably my mom. I don't even know if she's awake yet. She usually stays up pretty late. I was up pretty late last night trying to get a video edited, and I don't know. I am just having a heck of a time getting videos edited. Uh, I doubt I'll have it out this afternoon. It'll probably be tomorrow. Hopefully I can knock off a little bit earlier this afternoon and spend a little more time with the editing of the video. What's up, Chris Myers? Good morning. I got my coffee this time. I've actually already drank about half of it and watched a few YouTube videos this morning. Kind of waiting for it to warm up. It's starting to warm up. I actually got one of the roof hatches open to let a little air through here. It was a little chilly last night in the bus. I've got a little electric heater in here that used to be in my bathroom in the upstairs, and I put that here in the bus. Good morning, Dawn Lee. Hey, Mom. What's up? Man, this thing, when I sit back in my chair, I feel like it's almost cutting my head off. There we go. That's a little better. And I got some new wood that I'm going to be probably using in the accent walls. It's going to be pretty darn cool. I want to wait till we get a few more people in here so I don't have to like pick the camera up and move it around a whole bunch. And some other exciting news. I actually I can go ahead and talk about that a little bit, I guess. I have running water in the bus now. I got the water tank plumbed up. The system is not completed like it's going to be when it's, all said and done. But I got water in it. I filled up the 75-gallon water tank yesterday, and I hooked up the cold water to the bathtub. I've got the bathtub stubbed out through the floor. Running water, keeping up with Ed. Hey, I'm the one that gave Ed running water. I think he fails to mention that sometimes. Yeah, I'm the one that actually went out there and pulled the well, got it out, which you guys probably know that. And then I got it hooked up and everything. But thanks to Tiny Tim, he helped pay for all the parts and stuff we needed to get in order to make that happen too. We needed some plumbing. Had to put a check valve on there. Those check valves are not very cheap. And had to get all the plumbing fittings and everything. And we needed to get hey, there's Tiny Tim right there. Good morning, Tiny Tim. We needed to get I don't even know what size pipe it was, but I should have measured it. But we needed a well cap for it. We couldn't find one, so I ended up actually just using a piece of oak wood so we could, cap off the well to help keep things from falling down in there like mice or whatever. Because, if a mouse or something was to fall down your well, it's going to die in there, and it's going to contaminate your well. And that's the main reason I told him he needed to shock the well real good. Hey, Adam, I didn't see you in there. I just about missed you. Good morning. I'm outside working on the garden. listening though. Awesome, man. Can't wait to see some videos on the garden. I don't know that I can actually plant a garden this year. I might plant one. The thing is, I don't know what all to plant. I can't eat cherry tomatoes anymore. They really mess with me. But I need to plant some potatoes. Maybe if I can plant them in some buckets or something. Maybe I'll do some potatoes, and I might plant some green beans this year, because I guess one thing out of a garden I like is probably green beans. Well, my throat's kind of messing up on me this morning. Everyone's saying, morning, Don Lee. Got Sandy Wilkerson here. What's up? Got Rebecca Davis, Touched by Yarn, in here. Good morning, everybody. Elizabeth Rojas, hello. And everybody who has sent me a little bit of money here and there to help out with the bus build, thank you guys so much. In the video that I'm trying to edit and everything, you guys have actually made it possible for me to buy all these the nickel dime type things, like the bolts that I completely forgot I needed for putting the roof rack on with the solar, little fittings and things like that I needed to order to get the water hooked up and everything. That stuff, $20 here, $20 there, it adds up big time. So all the support I get from you guys, thank you so much. You guys actually, you keep this project moving, believe it or not. When a person is on a very limited budget, I mean, things are super tight, and you guys actually make this possible. So thank you so much. But there's been so many people that, send $5 here or $10 there or something, that it's impossible for me to start listing the names of everyone who's helped out. A few of them, stick out because they've donated a few times, like Elizabeth Rojas has donated a couple of different times, and really makes this possible, what I'm doing, to where I don't have to go get a full-time job. Because if I do get a full-time job, then the videos and the bus build is virtually going to almost come to a standstill. Like you guys might notice with Crazy Ed's homestead, you're not going to see a whole lot of progress going on, because it's just him, and he only gets a couple days off a week, the weekends. And between trying to get things done and edit video, I understand what it's like. It's really hard to do. Yeah. So, got 14 people in here. That's super awesome. I'm trying to get my coffee down this morning, because I actually, last night I sit here and I made up a list finally. I figured out finally I need to actually make a list, a to-do list right there. That's a pretty ambitious to-do list right there. If you couldn't read it, number one on the to-do list is bolt the tub down. So I actually need to, I've already got it marked, I believe, with the magic marker. I hope I got it marked good. I can't actually see it. I just had to reach in there with a Sharpie and mark it on the floor so I can get the holes drilled through. So I have to actually move the tub over so I can get to those spots with a drill and drill all the way through the floor. And then I'm going to use some all thread to actually bolt the claw feet down to the floor so the tub cannot move. I've already actually got everything plumbed through the floor with a piece of water hose, I guess it kind of is. It's for a swimming pool system. I just used that piece of hose that I had laying around here from an old swimming pool setup that we never used. So I mean, it's a brand new hose. It's not really meant for what I'm using it for, but it will work. So it's just it's plumbed out to the ground basically, so I can hook something onto the end of that and be able to water a garden or something with it, right? So number one, bolt the tub down. Number two, frame the wall between the tub and the bed. That wall, I believe, is what I'm going to hang my tankless hot water heater on, so I need to get that done. And I'm going to show you a little bit of these boards that I got here in a little bit. So you definitely want to stick around for that, because one of them is really, really nice looking. All right, and then number 3, trim boards for finish wall. And that is basically, I just got to get the table saw outside and trim all the boards for the accent walls to the exact same width, get them nice and straight. That way you're not working with different widths of board, because then that can cause a problem. I'm using 3 different types of wood, I think, maybe just 2, because one of them is a little bit thin and it's not very rot resistant, so I'm not real sure if I'm going to use it in the bathroom area. Let's see here. Number 4 is hang the water heater. Number 5, finish out the plumbing, get everything plumbed in up here to the sink and everything, with the hot water plumbed in and everything. Number 6, blocking for water tank. Oh, okay. I was like, what was that? I need to put some blocking around the 75-gallon water tank so it can't slide around back here. Basically just some 2x4s screwed down to the floor around it. And number 7, build the composting toilet. That will likely have to be a tomorrow thing, because pretty sure that's way more than I can do in one day, but I need to list it anyway and start checking everything off the list. Number 8, build the walls for the toilet area. That's over here on the passenger side. And then number 9, I just put build, and I think that's when I must have passed out last night. So anyways, let's catch up on the chat here. Don Lee says the nickel dime stuff can add up fast. Yes, it definitely does. Silver Springs, good morning. The bus is coming along nicely. Great job on the solar. Way to power through and realize your dreams. Thank you. I can't wait to get the solar hooked up. My main goal with that was to get the solar on the roof, get it mounted up there. My brother brought up a really good point, is I need to make some kind of wind deflector on the front of it. It's probably not a big deal, because the bus only will run about 65 mile an hour. But still, yeah, you don't really want that wind coming in between the roof and the solar panels and creating lift on the panels and causing things to possibly vibrate or something. It can cause problems. The other thing is what he mentioned. I had thought about putting something up there for, to keep wind from going underneath the panels and trying to lift on it. But what I didn't think about, that he thought about, was something that can also act as a rock deflector, because it's inevitable. You go past a semi truck or something and their tires pick up a rock and slings it up at your windshield or something like that. So if you can have something right there to deflect rocks and stuff, that would be super helpful. So I'm going to have to be thinking about making something like that. But anyways, the main thing was to get the panels up there on the roof, get them out of the bus, because basically they were stopping me from getting anything done in the bus, because I was so afraid of, I would cause them to fall over in the bus or something and get them broke. So I got them up on the roof, but they're not hooked up just yet. Let's see here. That tub has to be pretty heavy. It's really not. The tub, I picked it up and put it in here by myself. It's only maybe 200 pounds, and the bus, let's see, you can have 20,000 pounds on the rear axle and 12.5 on the front axle. I may not tag it for that, so 20, 30, 32,000 pounds. that's what I could get as a tag, weight, rating, whatever, on the bus. I'm pretty sure you can put 20,000 on that on the duals, and then 12.5 on that steer axle. It does have semi truck tires on it, 11 or 22.5s. It's a very typical semi truck tire. So 32,000 is what I could tag it for, but I'm pretty sure I'm not even going to come in close to that. There's a lot of people like, oh my God, why did you put a tub in your bus? That is way too heavy, all this and that. And I'm like, do you not realize this bus is actually designed for 77 passengers at 200 pounds per passenger? That's about what they make the bus for. 75 gallons of water in a water tank back there. And I think I figured it was, I don't know, 8 pounds per gallon. I can't even remember what that is. I think it's like 600 pounds is what it works out to be for that water tank when it's completely full. 75 gallons of water moving around is about the equivalent of 3 high schoolers roughhousing in the back of the bus. It's not a big deal. Putting all the water in the tank, it's actually pretty well full right now. The bus didn't even lean over to the side. It's about the equivalent of having 3 high schoolers or so or more in here on one side of the bus. That's about what you're looking at. So I mean, yeah, the tub is heavy, but it's not that heavy. If I was to actually get a steel tub, which was what I was kind of looking at getting, because a steel tub is going to be a little lower to the floor, and would make it a little easier for me to stand up in, but I don't need to stand up in it. I'm actually going to build a little wooden kind of red cedar stool that will sit in the back part of the tub, so I can actually just sit in there like sitting in a chair, and I will have a shower curtain that goes all the way around it. That way I'm not sitting on that cold metal, and just use it as a kind of a sit-down shower. That'll work great for me, but at the same time, if I'm at a, like, say, an RV park, and I'm not going to have this system set up just yet for, to tie into an RV park or something to city water. It'll just be where I got to go out, fill up my tank with a garden hose or whatever, and then I can put that in the bathtub, run the hot water or whatever. But if I have virtually an unlimited amount of water, then I could actually, fill the tub up with hot water and have a nice little soak or whatever. I actually had someone comment, do you really need a tub in there since you're going to be by yourself? And that comment kind of put me off. I was like, really? I mean, why not have a tub, But at the same time, what I commented was, actually, no, I don't need a tub in the bus. Matter of fact, I don't need a bus at all. I don't need anything. I could go live under a bridge and take showers in the rain or down in the creek or something. I know it was kind of a smart-ass remark from me, but sometimes you just got to let it out. You can't bottle everything up. But yeah, I mean, the tub is kind of heavy, but if it doesn't matter in this bus because it's such a heavy duty bus. We removed a lot of weight when we took the seats out. I think it was almost a ton, if I remember right, that we took out of the bus. And putting 300 pounds in here that tub doesn't weigh 300 pounds. I can actually pick that tub up by myself. It's kind of awkward because how big it is. It's hard to do. Elizabeth Rowe said, I saw that comment. Yeah, I thought it was funny. I've been getting a lot of those kind of hater comments on there. Not that that's really a hater comment. It's just, it seemed a little derogatory to me, and I was just like, whatever. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at, is the bus can handle the weight. I'm not planning on putting any wood on the ceiling in here. You see a lot of van lifers, bus lifers, and people They put wood all over the ceiling. I am not doing that, so I'm literally going to be saving probably 1,000 pounds off of the bus, if not more. Because if I was to put tongue and groove pine all over the ceiling right here, you're probably looking at least 2,000 pounds on this length of bus. I'm not putting that up there on the roof. Number one, uh, I don't want that much wood in the bus. Number two, I really want to put some vinyl, like white or gray vinyl or something, maybe even black. I don't know. Up here, like a vinyl wrap that you put on a car, basically. That way, I can put stickers up here. In the rear part of the bus, we're going to have right in front of the fender wells. There's going to be a wall on this side and a wall on this side, and then we'll have a sliding barn door. That that way I can close it off in the bathroom area, and in the wintertime I'll be able to actually shut the water off to the sink, and then I'm going to have a drain valve that I'll install later on, so I can actually drain the water in the front part of the bus out of the faucet and everything, so I don't have to heat the front part of the bus. And I can just heat that back part with the diesel heater. So in the back part of the bus, I'm thinking the ceiling will probably be something like a world map print or something like that, maybe a wallpaper, or, I don't know. I've got to look into that a little bit further. But the front part of the bus, I want to be able to put people's channel stickers and stuff like that on the ceiling. Maybe even let people sign it and stuff like that. Yeah, Tiny Tim Posey said, your bus, your build, your choice. Yep. A relaxing bath is enjoyable if you're able or alone or not. Yeah. And originally, I mean, the reason I put a bathtub in here was because, I thought my wife and kids and everybody would be, sticking around with me on this deal. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure my wife is dead set on getting a divorce. And I'm going to let her have a divorce if that's what she truly wants. I guess call it me calling her bluff, but I'm done with the arguing and bickering and all this kind of stuff. I want debt freedom above everything. I want her to go along with me. Don't get me wrong on that. But there's also a lot of things in my life that have got to change. I don't want to talk about that too much on here. Otherwise, I'll end up taking this video down like I did the last one, which is not good for my channel. It actually stunts the growth of my channel. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I haven't gained any subscribers in the last week because I've actually deleted 3 different videos because of people not wanting to hear the truth. It is what it is. I guess sometimes I put a little too much out there and people call and they complain, oh, really, you said this or you said that? And I'm just like, all right, I'm done. If you guys got a problem with something I say on my live, don't call me about it. Just suck it up, Buttercup. Because I don't lie. I just tell the truth as I see it. So that's what it is, guys. Donnelly said, I mentioned about the weight of the tub because you said you had to move it. Yeah, I've moved it a couple of times in here. The thing I worry about is actually scratching the floor up. Yeah, there's actually a block of wood in here that I had to actually lift it up and put it on the block of wood. To pick up one side of it, I think it's about like picking up about 75 pounds or so. It's really not that heavy. Not for me anyway. I mean, you guys see me pick up logs all the time that are like a couple thousand pounds. Let's see. There's Joy Bless Life. What's up? What's up, Joy Bless Life? What state are you looking for land at? Well, I don't know. I had an offer, or have an offer, to move to a piece of land near some friends that's here in Missouri. I like Missouri. I love the area, especially the area where these friends live. It's a great community and everything, but at the same time, the major drawback to that is moving further away from my family. And the other thing is, if I was to move back to Oklahoma, my original home state, um, I'm Indian, and I actually could get free health care through the Indians at the Indian clinic and stuff, like I did when I was a kid. Uh, Crazy thing is, right now I don't have my card. I just have the card that says, I'm a certain degree Cherokee Indian. Um, I don't have my blue card with me. I have to go through all that stuff and get the card sent to me or whatever. And with all the stuff going on in the world right now, it's extremely hard to get a hold of anybody there to get anything done. Um, and my mom has told me that she said, "Hey, if you got to move your stuff over here to Oklahoma." She rents, and she actually rents from an old landlord of mine, somebody I rented from for years and years and years. They're really awesome people, and we got a good relationship and everything. Especially since my mom, uh, when when I moved out of the house that I was renting from them, my mom took over the rent and she stayed there for years, and she remodeled the house for them, and then she moved to another one, remodeled that for them, and then ended up moving out. I think that's when she moved up here with me for a little bit, and then she moved back and started renting another house from them. But she has a big yard that I could probably park my bus there and my shipping container and stuff. uh, it's a pretty good sized yard. The problem is it's in town. uh, but the town it's in is, they're not real strict on things like that, so I could possibly move there. Problem is, another problem is the jobs in that area. There's not a lot of great jobs in that area, and I don't know that I can keep on doing what I'm doing with what I make off of YouTube. Uh, and I definitely don't. I don't like asking y'all for help. I don't like asking for money and stuff to help with all the little purchases and stuff I have to do to try to get the bus finished. As of right now, I got a ton of things to do, but yeah, I still have to get like screws and stuff to fasten uh, the wood to the walls and stuff like that to finish that out. It's all those little kind of nickel dime type things where it's $20 here, $40 there, kind of thing, that just really eats the money up. Plus the trips into town and everything. And with the price of gas right now, I ain't buying no gasoline. I'm not trying to contribute to causing gas prices to go up. So, honestly, Oklahoma is where I would want to buy land. Um, I don't see, well, I could go ahead and probably tell y'all, Adam at Likeability Homestead, he offered to let me move out there. I mean, you guys kind of already know that if you watched earlier videos. Um, but there's a place out there that I could possibly buy. Um, the thing is, it's a little bit of money per month, and I'm trying to become debt free. So I don't really know if that really is going to fit in to what I'm trying to do. I'm trying not to make any payments on anything. Um, so I don't know if it's something that maybe I need to just wait until next year to buy a piece of land. Maybe if I just need to go land at my mom's place for a little bit, or travel around or something, um, and see if I can, maybe next tax return season or something, I can maybe in between now and then, maybe I could save up the $6,000 or something. I mean, I'm just throwing a number out there. I don't know how much it would cost for a piece of land. It's just the piece of land I was looking at in Oklahoma was $6,000. Plus, you're gonna probably have to have some money for closing costs and stuff like that, unless you can work the deal where the seller has to pay closing and all that kind of stuff. But that piece of land is gone. It's off the market. I don't see it on there anymore. So that kind of messed that up for me. But I don't know. I want to eventually find a piece of land that has good trees on it that I can take and harvest a few of those and use that to actually build a shop and everything, and build a business, the woodworking and everything. So I really don't know exactly where I want to find a piece of land. I like the Ozarks a lot. I want to kind of stay virtually in this area. But right here, locally where I live, land is extremely expensive. And it's not something that I could probably pay in one lump sum to not have to make payments on something. I mean, if that's what I got to do is make payments on something, then so be it. What's up, Grumpy Grandpa Patriot Show? Let's see. I thought I missed one of your comments. Well, the chat's not moving, so I guess that was it. Said hi, everyone. Tiny Tim Posey. So what about using the thin 4x8 sheets of plastic like used in showers for sealing? Now there's an idea. I might actually do that, because I know I can stick stickers to something like that and it would be very resilient and rigid. I have, like, moving the solar panels around in the bus, I have poked so many holes in this insulation, it's not even funny. Just little jabs here and there. Haha, rent the bus to your mom and she can remodel it. Heck no. The bus is mine. It's going to be designed my way. The right thing will come along when you least expect it. Yeah. Karen Spear, hello. She said, hello, David. Have a great day. Hi and bye, I guess, if you're hopping out of here already. We got 39 people in here, 17 thumbs up. You guys ready to see the wood that I'm thinking about putting on the wall? All right, let me unplug the phone here. All right. Don't get seasick on me, y'all. This ain't a... Well, I wish... Let me I'll turn the camera around here. Here we go. Now I can see what I'm looking at. All right, so this right here is blue pine. That is beetle kill pine right there, and it's got this kind of grayish blue in it. That's really cool. Most people pay a premium for that. But see, it's really, really thin. I had to run it through the planer, and it's really susceptible to moisture. Just from it sitting out overnight, you can see it's got a curve to it. And then this yellow wood right here, this is called hedge. Really, really, really nice stuff. But I don't know if you can see it. See all this tear out right here from running it through the planer against the grain. And then it gets really nice on down here. It's hard to show it, but right here we don't have any grain. We don't have any tear out. And then let me see. Right here we got tear out again. It's hard to show that to you guys. It don't want to show up. And then, of course, your typical red cedar. So this right here is really good for a shower area, and so is the red cedar. Both are very rot resistant. This hedge wood right here, it used to actually be a fence post on a farm for who knows how long. And if you guys want to see me mill that up for the first time, it was actually in a previous video when I was over at Rock Hill Farm. We milled up that, and I actually milled it up to be a mantle for a fireplace. And so you can see how thick that is. That's about 4 3/4 inches wide right there. And really, really nice looking wood. And I just decided to mill it up. We also got these cool little features like this right here. But I'm thinking I might use this for the barn doors. I don't know. And then I don't know if I have enough of this red cedar to actually do the wall or all of the wall. I'm going to build a wall right here. The plumbing will go through it. Then on that wall is going to be my tankless hot water heater. And then we'll have the water plumb down this wall all the way up there to the sink. But check this out. I got some water, guys. Woohoo! Look at that. Heck yeah. I need to scrub this thing with some CLR or something. We just got the water pump hooked up temporarily. Shut that pump off right there. And it's plumbed out and it just drains out on the ground. There's a 75-gallon water tank. Heck yeah. Super awesome. I was super excited to get that water hooked up and going. Got that going yesterday. Lots of stuff I done yesterday. It was a very busy day, and that's why I'm not able to get a video edited and out there to y'all today. Let's see here. Let me back up a little bit. That first one was beautiful. Oh, that blue pine. Yeah, it's pretty nice looking, but it is not the wood to use in the bathroom. I might use it along the walls and stuff for like trim pieces or something like that in the rest of the bus. But in high moisture areas, especially as thin as it is, plus it's pine, it's just every time it gets a lot of humidity to it, it's going to start warping and doing weird stuff. The cedar is less susceptible to that, and the hedge is really good in high moisture areas. I'm going to have to seal them with like a polyurethane or something. The main reason for that is just to try and keep that brightness of color so it doesn't turn gray on me. Over time, the cedar and the hedge will start to gray out and lose color, especially if they have sunlight beating on them. But yeah, I love that yellow hedge. It's just beautiful. Let's see. I just wish it was a little thicker on that pine. That beetle kill pine, it's been in the shipping container for a good while. I've got some wider strips of pine. I've got some that are like 6 inches wide and some that are like 9 inches wide. So I'll be using that for like the baseboards and things like that, and the kick panels. Let's see. Good morning, Roberta's Artistic Adventures. Gene Ackland, good morning. Gene Ackland says, morning from southern Minnesota. Hey. Cindy Brown says, why not use all three? Well, I want to use the red cedar and the hedge. But the pine is just not good in like a shower area, high moisture. It's not good for that. I would like to use it because I could do kind of a mix match of colors, kind of alternate it, and I think it'd look really cool. But the pine is not a good choice for a shower area. Let's see. Water! Yay! Yep. Dawn Lisa, that's what I was thinking, Cindy. Wow, that's awesome water pressure. Yeah, it's way better water pressure than my house has. It's hard to take a shower in my house. There's something up with the well. I suspect what it is the pump's not going out. I think the screen down the well is probably plugged, and I'm told that my well is actually about 800 feet deep, or the pump is at 800 foot is what I'm told. And that's crazy heavy. And to pull that well with the rigging that I have is very dangerous. That would be so heavy that the way that I pulled Crazy Ed's well with the ropes and everything, the Prusik knots, an 800 foot deep well, it's very likely that I would break the rope. And then it would drop the well down, which could stress the wires, stress the pipe. Just all kinds of stuff could go wrong. And if it breaks and you lose that pump down in the bottom of the well, then you got to pay someone thousands of dollars to come out and try and fish that out. And if they can't get it out, then that's a whole nother problem, and it could possibly cause you to have another well dug. And if you got to go 800 feet deep, that is extremely expensive. I mean, around here you don't have to go 800 foot deep, but if you don't go that deep, you end up with that nasty like sulfur water that some of my neighbors have, and they have terrible water pressure. Their wells actually go dry around here every now and then, because there's some huge chicken farms nearby that have water wells that are over 1,000 foot deep, and they go through a lot of water. And there's times that people's wells go dry around here when that chicken place starts using a ton of water. There was a huge lawsuit that made them have to go and re-drill a lot of people's wells deeper, because when they put in their couple of 1,000 foot deep wells and they were pumping a bunch of water out, filling up giant ponds and stuff above ground, people's wells went dry, and so people started suing them over that. Joy Bless Life says the vintage tub is great. Thank you. Yeah, and I think that's one thing that kind of makes this bus my own. You don't see that. I mean, there are people out there that I've heard of that have that type of tub in their bus. I've never seen one before. I've never seen one that is a 4.5 foot tub. That is a very rare tub. Typically, they're all the 60-inch tubs, and this is the 4.5 foot. So, and it costs more for a smaller tub because, well, I don't know, it's a rare thing. They're out there. It's just hard to find. And I just was lucky that I found it. I guess I didn't even know. I wasn't looking for a 4.5 foot tub, but I was looking for something a little smaller. And I went to a place over in Oklahoma out towards Grove. I can't remember the name of it right now offhand, but I was actually looking at a 60-inch tub, and then I seen this one there, and I was like, that is perfect. I sat in it, and I was like, this would fit me perfect. I can sit down in it, I can lay down in it. Of course, not with my legs out, stretched out or anything, but it's pretty nice. I think it looks really cool. It's the kind of tub I grew up with. I guess we lived in a lot of different houses and stuff with different tubs, but the house next door to my grandma over in Miami, Oklahoma, it had a 60-inch clawfoot tub in it, and that's kind of what we grew up with. I thought it was pretty cool. Cindy Brown said, I think all three together in kind of a patchwork would look amazing. Yes, it would. And that's what I was picturing. But then I have to think about materials, and yeah, when it's around a shower, yeah, it wouldn't be great. Yeah, Don Lee says use the two moisture resistant in the tub area, then all three in the rest of the bus. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have enough to do the hedge and the red cedar in the whole bus. Most of the front part of the bus is going to be pine, just because that's what I've got. I actually had a guy stop by the day before yesterday and got a business card from me because his cousin has a whole bunch of red cedar that he wants to get milled. And I said, well, I can take in a little bit of money on milling it, or we can do, kind of a deal on it to where I get some of it and you have to pay a little bit or whatever for the milling. And haven't heard from him just yet, but I'm hopeful. That way maybe I can get some more red cedar, because I like the red cedar, but at the same time, the problem with the red cedar is it's a little bit dark, and then you end up using more power for lighting and stuff like that. So the pine is a little better option because it's a brighter color and helps reflect light better. Gene Ackland says, pressure tank? No, I don't have a pressure tank. I just have that pump. It's an on-demand pump. Um, if I put a pressure tank in here, it would maybe help out the pump a little bit. Uh, but yeah, I don't have to have one in here. I know there's people that put them in their RVs or whatever. The pressure tank in the house, if that's what you're talking about, it's not the pressure tank. The pressure tank I have actually doesn't have a bladder in it. It's a tank where it just has like a head pressure. You put some air pressure in it, and I know it's not that. It's basically the well pump never shuts off because it never gets up to pressure. I actually spent a whole day underneath the house working on that, so that it would get up to. I would sit there and watched it, and it would get up to a certain amount. I can't remember what pressure it was, but the pump would just continuously run, and my electric bill was going through the roof because my well pump was never shutting off. Uh, I don't know why it's not getting up to pressure. I mean, even if the screen is kind of plugged with the that iron algae down in the well, you would think it would still get up to pressure. So I don't know if maybe the impellers on the pump down the well has, eroded away or something, and it's just not able to get up to full pressure to kick it off. I don't know. We had a guy out here a few years ago working on the well, and I actually told him, this was back when I had my trucking company and I was making good money. I told him I want a brand new well pump. I want brand new piping going down the well. I want brand new wires. I want everything new. I want a brand new pressure tank, all this and that. I said, I want everything brand new. How much will that cost? Well, he shot me a price, and I said, do it. Then I get home, and he did none of it. Because we were having a problem with the well. What it was actually the control box. There's a capacitor in there that had went out, and so he changed the control box outside at the well house thing, if you want to call it that. It's literally just a circle concrete thing with a lid on it. We don't have an actual well house out there, but all he did was change that out and charge me like $50 or something. And I guess what he told my wife was, you guys don't need a new pressure tank. You don't need a new well pump. This is all you need. And I'm not in the business of taking people's money. I basically flipped my lid at that point because I said, wait a minute. I hired this guy to come out. I didn't hire him to fix the problem we were having. I hired him to replace everything that I told him to replace. Money was not an issue at that time. I was like, fix it all, because I want new updated stuff, because everything in the house, the well, everything was from 1975. I wanted it updated that would actually raise the property value of my home. And that's what I thought I was hiring this guy to do, and all he did was make it work again. And I was like, I wanted all brand new plumbing throughout the whole house, because our water pressure has sucked ever since we bought the house. In the upstairs bathroom, it's hard to take a shower because you pull the little thing up and it doesn't, the water just kind of barely comes out sometimes. And I was like, I want it all fixed. I want a brand new pressure tank. And what he was saying was, well, the pressure tank you got is a bladderless style pressure tank. That's what you want. You don't want to get rid of it until it rusts completely out, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't want to hear this guy's opinion. I want a new updated system and all new plumbing. That's what I thought I was hiring him for. I hate it when people do that kind of thing. But so now I'm dealing with it later on down the road, right? Let's see. Cindy Brown says, and with losing the house anyway, there isn't really a point, is there? I don't know what you're saying. Like with working on the well or fixing the well now, I mean, yeah, there's not much point to that unless I end up going and getting a job and keeping the house. I don't even know if that's a possibility right now. I'm still waiting to hear from the bank. They keep sending me letters saying that I need to get a hold of them, blah, blah, blah. Every time I call them, it literally takes me usually 2 days to get a hold of them. And it's like the second day I finally get a hold of them after 3 or 4 hours waiting on hold. And I get a hold of them and they say, oh, well, it's in review. Don't worry about it. Just disregard those letters that you keep getting, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, quit sending them. And they're like, well, we can't. It's an automated system that mails that out. I'm just like, wow, you people are so inefficient. Like, this is literally what my money pays for, is for you guys. I mean, I can only imagine how many millions of people are in the same boat I'm in right now. And this is a huge mortgage handling company. And how many letters are they sending out? How many millions of dollars are they wasting right now because they're sending out a letter every 3 or 4 days to every homeowner who is behind right now? Holy smokes. This is just like the government. Completely wasteful. It's horrible to think about it. It drives me nuts. But yeah, I mean, if if they was to turn around and say, uh, we're just going to foreclose on you, I mean, that is a possibility. They could actually, what they're supposed to do, and what I understand is they're going to take what I'm behind and put that on the back end of the loan. But I've been down this road before. I've been through this before on my previous house that I was buying, and they just took it from me. Yes, it was a little bit different circumstances back then. Man, we got flies in here. Um, but yeah, I'm just I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to end up doing. I really don't know, and so I don't want to invest anything into the house right now until I know. Uh, if they was to send me the letter and the paperwork today or tomorrow, uh, and I got that in the mail, I would probably go out and get a job tomorrow. I would stop, if they were allowing me to keep it. If all I had to do was sign the paperwork and start making those payments again, I would go get a job tomorrow. And yes, I would still keep doing YouTube as much as possible, but I would go get a job and I would, continue making the payments on the house. But as of right now, I'm not making another payment until I know one way or the other. Because, like the lady told me from the mortgage company that I last talked to, she said, don't make any more payments because it's not going to help you out. It's just going to pay down on what you owe, and then when they move that to the back end of the loan, that's not really helping you out, and you still will have to make regular monthly payments. So she said, just don't make any payments right now. Save up as much as you can. Blah blah blah, all that stuff. So that's kind of where I'm sitting at right now. I don't want to invest anything into the house. The other thing is, like, I'm also waiting for my wife to move out. I'm not like forcing her out or anything. Um, you know, she says that she's got a place to go and she's going to be moving all this and that and the other, and I'm just waiting for that to take place. It's really really hard to renovate a house when there's a whole family living in there. I guess that's another thing where the bus can come in really handy. Is, I can get a job, I can make those monthly payments. Then when my wife and kids move out, they find a place or whatever, then I could stay here in the bus. The house would be cleared out, and I can go in, get rid of the roaches, get rid of the bed bugs, get rid of all the flooring and everything. Yeah, a lot of stuff you guys don't know about that you get to find out about on my lives is, yeah, we rented, or my wife rented, some couches from a place that was called Aaron's. Weird thing now is the place is called Arona. It's in Neosho, Missouri, catty corner from the Lowe's. We had rented some couches here a couple years ago from them, and we got bed bugs from them. I called them up. I told them, come get your couches out of my house, because I had fell asleep on one of the couches, reclined back, and I woke up with bed bug bites all over me. I flipped out. And we've had them ever since. We can't get rid of them. That's another reason I cannot stand to live in that house. That's another reason I'm staying in the bus now. I'm hoping that I never get them in the bus because those things, man, I hope you guys never get them because they are a nightmare to get rid of. It's terrible. I've had to rip all the carpet and flooring and everything out of the upstairs to try to get rid of them, and we still haven't got rid of them fully yet. It's one of the worst things ever. That's one of the reasons I don't invite anybody over here to my house because I can't have them inside. If you was to come inside and sit down on my couch, uh, I don't know that I have any on the couch anymore, but they're upstairs now. But if you was to sit on the couch and there's a bed bug, it could crawl on you, and then you don't even know you have it on you. You could go home and then you got them. I don't want that for anybody. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. It is horrible. But yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, but it's not really anything we done. It's because we rented some couches from a rent-a-center type place. It's called Aaron's, now called Arona. I actually threatened to sue them over it. They sent a bug guy out, and he says, "You don't have bed bugs." I'm like, "Really?" I literally have one of them in a little like sealed up case thing. Like I have one right here, and I mean now the evidence of them is insane throughout, all over the mattress and stuff that we have upstairs and everything. It's a nightmare, guys. I really hope no one ever gets them. Let me try to catch up here. Please hit that thumbs up, y'all. Clawfoot them, foot love them. Desiree Sampier, what's up? Said hi David and everyone. Sorry for getting here a bit late. It's all right. You're here, aren't you? Sydney Brown says, I have a clock that is walnut, cherry, pecan, mahogany, maple, and ash. I love it so much. Wow. I bet that looks really awesome. All those different colors. Joy Bless Life. At Cindy Brown, truth, you need an affordable alternative that you own. We bought a vintage RV and we have pets. We are in transition and we've moved around till we found where we want to live. Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is I finally realized that I don't want to spend the next 25 years or so paying on a house that, I mean, it's not what I truly wanted. The reason we even bought this place was because my wife fell in love with it. I hated this place from the get-go. It had the super cheap flooring in it and everything, which, her looking at it, she was like, "Oh, it's so nice. It's been remodeled." And I'm like, "Yeah, with cheap junk. It's just crap, And over the years of me being out on the truck and the pets being in the house and nobody cleaning up after them, it has ruined the floors. I mean, there was a time when, yes, she tried to keep up and clean up after the pets and everything, but that cheap flooring, if your animal pees on the floor and it sits there for very long at all, that flooring just starts to fall apart. It puffs up in the corners and everything. You guys know what I'm talking about. And over the years, it's gotten really, really bad. And I don't know. I don't want to get too much into that. I think our beagle has something wrong with it. I think she's got cancer or something. And it's very unfortunate, but she drinks a lot of water and she pees a lot. I try to keep them outside as much as possible. But yeah, it's something that's inoperable. We can't do anything about it. A vet's not going to be able to do anything about it. The thing is, we just try to give her the best life possible. I hate even talking about that kind of stuff, but that's actually one of the biggest problems. It's just literally I could sit here and mop the floor about 18 times a day cleaning up. In the wintertime, it's really bad because you can't just boot the dog out in the freezing cold, right? That's inhumane. Gene Ackland says, watching YouTube while I work, we have a well. Our pressure isn't that great. If you shower in the city, water it about rips your skin off. Man, I've been to some truck stop showers that it was like standing in front of a pressure washer, and it would, oh, it's having pressure like that is super awesome. But this pump right here, it was not cheap. I think it was $200 or $300, something like that. It may have been more. I think it's a 5 gallon per minute capability and 45 psi, I believe. That thing is awesome. I've had it for several years now. I used to use it for transferring water from my 210-gallon tank that I put in the bed of my truck. I used that up at the rail spur where I used to work. We didn't have any water right there at the rail spur, and it was going to cost a bunch of money to tie into city water, so we just opted not to do that. We got some water totes, and I would just use that, and I would haul water here from my house up there, and they would pay me to do that. So I used that for years just to transfer water from my pickup to the water tote. And what we used that water for was basically washing trucks, washing out hopper bottoms and stuff like that. Um, let's see. Gene Ackland, tree wasters. I hate dumb mail. Yeah, yeah. You get that mail and you're just like, well, there's it. I wish I had a wood burning stove in my house, but unfortunately, that would raise my homeowner's insurance through the roof. And that's another thing great about the bus. I don't have to have homeowner's insurance on it because I'm going to own it. I mean, would it be a good idea to have a homeowner's insurance? Yeah, probably. Because God forbid if a tornado hit it and I didn't have insurance on it. I've said it time and time again. I'm like, man, you know what? The best thing that could happen is me and the family be gone and a tornado come through and wipe out that house, because at that point, my insurance would pay everything off. Yes, I wouldn't have a house here anymore, but it would be paid for, right? And I mean, yeah, I can't hope for stuff like that, I guess. Adam says, coffee break, I'm back. Tiny Tim says, gotta run, blessings. Bye, Tiny Tim. I'm probably late saying that to you, but we'll see you later. Keep records of everything they send you or tell you it can protect you later. Yeah, I mean, it's just a basic letter that just, it's the same thing over and over. But once a month, I get the statement that says, okay, this is how much you owe now, this is how much you're behind, or whatever. Um, and it doesn't say that they're foreclosing or anything like that. It just says your forbearance period is either ended or ending, blah, blah, blah. But I also had a letter that said that it's in review. So basically, it's out of their hands right now as the lender, and it has went to the underwriter, and I'm waiting to hear back from the underwriter. But with things that are going on in the world right now, apparently it could be years from now before I hear back from it. I mean, who really knows? The other thing is, I know there's people out there, I've heard of people already losing their houses and stuff. Um, but they're, little different situations. Those are sometimes people who can't find work or whatever. With the skills and stuff I have, I'm not worried about me being able to find work. It may not be a job that I want to do, but I can weld, I can drive a semi truck, I can do almost anything. I can do woodworking. There's some cabinet shops around here, there's a sawmill around here. Um, I can go get a job somewhere. It may only be 10 or 12 bucks an hour, but I could get a job probably tomorrow. So I'm not super, super worried about that. Yes, we have lost a lot of jobs in this area. One big sawmill actually closed down right before Christmas. That really hurt a lot of people. And then they ended up opening up a few months later, a little further south. And now the only thing they really do is they make tie beams for the railroad company, which doesn't pay much. And I've tried selling logs to them. I took a big, nice log to them that would have made several tie beams. And what they were wanting to pay, I was like, heck no, I'll just take it home. And now I've milled that up, and that is actually part of Crazy Ed's cabin, or going to be part of his cabin. So I got no money for it basically, but it's going to a better cause. We got motocross chick Tracy Henning in here. What's up? I don't know if I said hi to you before or not, but there you are. We got Therese Shans. What? Damascet Earth. They are very hard to get rid of. I've had them once. Dust mites are horrible too. Yeah, I had bed bugs in my semi truck one time. I stayed at a motel. I took my backpack into the motel. I had to stay there for 3 days. I slept there one night and I woke up in the morning and I had bites all over me. I didn't know what it was, uh, but I was like, I'm not staying here. I I took a shower, grabbed my bag and everything, went back out to the truck, and I just paid for the fuel to idle my truck for the rest of a couple of days. Um, and next thing I know, I had bites on me that were getting worse and worse, like every night. And I figured out, I looked it up and found out it was bed bugs. And the best way to get rid of them is to, it's heat. Yeah, you can use diatomaceous earth and things like that. Um, Roberta's Artistic Adventures was telling me about that. I was talking to her about it, having bed bugs and stuff. And I mean, having roaches is one thing. I mean, growing up as a kid, we had roaches and stuff is just part of life, I guess. We tried to manage them and knock them down as best we could. Um, but here it's just, we live in the woods. You just virtually can't get rid of them. Um, but yeah, bed bugs, a huge problem. But in the semi truck, it was easy to get rid of them because in the summertime, when I was in Arizona, it was super hot. It's like 120 degrees outside. So I started the truck up, put it on high idle, cranked the heater up full blast, and went and spent the day inside the truck stop all day long. And it got really, really hot inside my semi truck, and it killed them off. I imagine I could probably do that in the bus. Unfortunately, you got to wait until the summertime when it's nice and hot out, and then just crank the heat up. I would probably have a propane heater going and the diesel heater going with the bus running with the heater going. You got to get it pretty hot to get rid of them, which is, I mean, it's just a nightmare. If you've ever had bed bug bites, you know what I'm talking about. Like a bully says, I'll let you take Odie with you on the bus. No. No. Sorry. I love Odie, but man, I don't want any pets in the bus. That's more than I want to have to deal with. Odie has still got tons of energy. Let's see. Motocross chicks. Pressure switch. I have seen a 1-inch ID line accumulate hard minerals, leaving just a pinhole for water to travel through. I put a new pressure switch on it, and it did have a lot of buildup of the iron bacteria in that pressure switch. So I ended up just putting a new pressure switch on it. I had to clean out I think it's like a 3/8 line that comes out of the pressure tank to the pressure switch. So it wasn't that. I could actually get it to kick off with adjusting the pressure on it. It would get up to a certain pressure and then kick off. That's what I ended up doing, was just making it to where it would kick off at a lower pressure, which it takes it a long time to get to that pressure, which I think is like 25 psi, which is way less than what I'm running in the bus right now. I'm running 45 in the bus. So yeah. Like a bully Homestead said, diatomaceous earth. Yes. I need to probably get some of that. Diatomaceous earth also helps control ticks. High heat or steam to get rid of them. Yeah, I wish I had a steamer. I would try to do that. I still have carpet in my bedroom. I've pulled the carpet and padding up out of my son's room and out of my daughter's room. Now I see them crawling around through the cracks and crevices, and we try to kill them every time we see one or whatever. But I tell you what, it is a nightmare. Okay, you can have a rabbit that will be your companion therapy animal. No, I don't want any animals. That means I have to like put up with stink and like take care of something. If all I got to do is take care of myself, I'm good. I got friends on YouTube. If I didn't have friends on YouTube, I would probably have to get a pet. Or I would have a soccer ball. Feed store sells diatomaceous earth. Oh, all right. I'll have to look for some. Or, I mean, I know where there's a feed store. I had to cut the power to my house and steam everything, even behind outlet and light switches. Dadgum. Man. Yeah, I'm sitting here talking about them. I'm itching. Motocross chicks. I need animals in my life or sad. Apparently, my wife thinks that she's a animal rescuer. Um, I told her before, I was like, I don't want any animals in the house, all this and that. I was like, if we got chickens, they're outside. That's a totally different thing, And chickens are, I mean, you throw a little feed out to them every now and then and give them water, and they pretty well take care of themselves. I mean, chickens are pretty forgiving. And that's why I like chickens, because they're outside. I mean, I guess you could have them inside, but they're going to poop everywhere. I don't want none of that. We have cats. I'm allergic to cats. I mean, I like cats, but I'm allergic to them. Yeah, they wreak havoc on my sinuses and stuff. I like dogs, but that's another animal I got to take care of. And on the bus, I really don't want to have to do that. I used to have a beagle on the semi truck with me that my wife gave me years and years ago when I drove for CFI, and we would my wife rode with me for like the first year, and we would come out from going into the truck stop and taking a shower or whatever. We'd come out to the truck and like the left blinker would be flashing. We had the curtains, closed on the front windshield, and the horn is sitting there going beep, 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 beep. And I'd open the door, and our beagle had hit the turn signal switch down, and she's sitting there hopping on the horn on the steering wheel, honking the horn. I was like, oh my gosh. So from that point on, we started putting her in a pet carrier on top of the bed, thinking, she would just, calm down and stay in that pet carrier, until we came back out one time and she had the pet carrier knocked off of the bed, down in the floor, upside down. I was like, you crazy dog. So yeah, when my wife got off the truck, I said, you're taking the beagle with you. Let's see. Like a boy says, Tracy, I'll give you a bunny. Adam's like, please just take one of these animals. I have too many. You need to sell them at the farmer's market or something. Adam said, always a friend. Thank you. Boy, I'm just thinking about that list of to-do things to do today, and it's a little overwhelming. And I also got to find time to research this little owner's manual of the Rich Solar charge controller and learn as much as I can about all that. I've been watching videos about it. Adam says, farmer's market coming soon. Heck yeah. What's that other channel that's out there? I can't think of their name right now. They're actually a pretty good sized channel now. But they go to the farmer's market in your area. I know we had talked about them before. I'd like to just go out there to that farmer's market sometime just to meet them. That might be a little creepy. Like, hi guys, I watch you on YouTube. I've had people literally show up at my house and say that to me, and I'm like, okay. It's a little weird. Adam says, I need to get back out there, back to work. Living traditions. Yeah, that's who it is. Motocross chicks that I rescued, and Oompa Loompa horse, 28 inch tall. Cool. I mean, if you got a farm, that's one thing, but animals in the house is a different thing. I mean, you you have to take care of them. You have to clean up after them, and that's probably one of my biggest complaints is none of the kids want to help take care of the animals. My wife doesn't want to take care of them. I don't want to take care of them. They're not even mine. Uh, but I end up being the one that has to take care of them. Adam says, "Talk to y'all later. Have a great day. Bye, Adam. We'll see you." I might have to hop off here too. I've been on here for an hour and 15 minutes. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here because I'm not going to have a video out this afternoon. I was trying, but this video, it was all chopped up. I ended up having to run into town and stuff, and it's just the video's a little crazy because I didn't stick to one thing or one project throughout the video. So I'm trying to cut it a little short and sweet and kind of to the point or whatever to try and maintain people's interest. But yeah, that's a big issue with video work is trying to make a decent video that's not too short, not too long, and it people can actually enjoy sitting there and watching it. That's what I try to do anyway. Sometimes I do okay, sometimes not so good. And you guys can kind of tell when I'm just really not being creative with the videography or whatever, that I just am making a video to make a video. Then there's other times where I'm really enjoying what I'm doing, and you can kind of see that in the video. But there's other times where I shoot a video and then it's literally like a week later or close to a week later that I'm finally getting around to editing it. And that's the hard part. Like right now I'm several days behind on editing, so it's not fresh in my mind like what all I'd said or did in the video. So I've got to go through and watch it minute by minute basically, and cut out the dead air and stuff like that. I don't try to portray any certain way or anything with the videos. It's just I try to make them interesting and get rid of the dead air, basically. Roberta says health benefits for humans. Research to learn the many benefits. I also used it to get rid of bird mites that came on some mice my daughter bought to feed her tegus. They multiplied in the house. Dadgum. Yeah, I know there's people use it a lot of times to put in their chicken coops and stuff like that to help, keep like mites or whatever, from getting on their chickens. I've been pretty lucky. I haven't found that my chickens have any issues with, anything like that. The only thing they have issues with is the bobcat. I actually saw that darn thing in my backyard the other day. It was hunting mice. It wasn't actually after my chickens because my chickens were in the front yard, but I took another pot shot at it. I'm just going to have to quit trying to use the 22 because the sights are so far off on that thing. I have no idea where it's hitting, and I don't want to maim the darn thing. I want to actually, if I do hit it, I'm going to take its fur and I'll tan the hide and keep it. Might even make a Daniel Boone hat or something out of a bobcat. I don't know. I'm sorry if you guys are squeamish about things like that, but I'm real. Health benefit. Okay, I already read that one. Roberta saying, "Bye, Adam. Have a blessed day at Like a Bully Homestead." Adam is a good friend. He's probably my best friend. Super awesome dude. I really enjoyed the 2 weeks or whatever it was. I don't even remember how long I was out there at his place, but I enjoyed every bit of it. It was super awesome. And I would love to go out there and probably stay for a while. I'm not 100% sure. I've got to look at the property that he's offering me to stay on and everything and possibly buy. But I need to look at it. And he even told me, he said, well, you need to look at it and see if it's going to be a good fit for you. I love that area. It's just really awesome, especially for videography and photography, which is something that's always been you know, a passion of mine is, you know, taking pictures and stuff. You know, I'll show you my camera. I don't know that I've ever really shown you guys this. And I've had so many people tell me that this is my Canon 80D. This thing was like 1,200 bucks that I bought a few years ago, and people's been telling me you need to use that for shooting your videos and everything. I'm like, yeah, that would be great, but this thing likes to shut off about every 30 minutes or so, and that is such a pain. And it doesn't make like a loud beeping noise like the GoPro does. The GoPro is just pretty simple. It's like a set it and forget it. You just click the button, it turns on, and it has a really nice wide angle view. I can literally hold it that close to my face, and I can kind of visualize what's in frame with it. It's really wide angle. And it works pretty good. It puts out decent video. So honestly, you know, instead of, if you want to start a YouTube channel, instead of getting something like this right here that, you know, this is a great camera in the hands of someone who really knows how to use it. What I really like about it is the nighttime photography of the stars and things like that. That is something I really love doing. I don't do very much of it. I probably should do a little montage like thing or whatever of some pictures I took out there at the 41.36. I got some really cool nighttime photography out there of the mountain, and the way the moonlight was kind of glinting off of the lens. It looked like a shooting star literally going across like the sky right there at the 41.36 of their mountain and everything in the background. Really cool photography. That's something I love doing. But what I found is on my channel, not a lot of people like watching those videos of stuff like that. But yeah, I've been on here for a good bit. Oh, what I was saying was if you're looking for a good camera for YouTube, right there, that is a really good go-to. You can dunk it in water. They're really resilient. This is a GoPro 8 Black. The problem with my other GoPro, the 7, I think it was a silver. The problem with it is it did not have the removable battery. And that's a really good thing about this one. You can pop the battery out, pop another one in there, close it up, and you're back to shoot the video with it. The other thing is it's really lightweight, and this little thing right here that bends around and everything, you can clamp it onto stuff and pretty much get it just about anywhere you want. But yeah, super awesome for YouTube. Don Lee says, sorry I snuck off to bake some peanut butter cookies for Marshall. Marshall, you're a lucky man. Peanut butter cookies is one of my favorite, along with macadamia nut. I love those. David, you need to add links to products that you are recommending so people know what to buy if they want to buy those products. Yeah, that's the part of YouTube I don't like doing. I like making the videos, but then the stuff like linking and everything, that is so time consuming. But yeah, I know I need to probably do that. Maybe that's one thing that's wrong with my channel. You know, and I'm not getting paid by Amazon. That's another thing. I can link all this stuff, and one time Amazon sent me a check because I had recommended the loggers tape. I think I actually got that right here behind me. Oh, here we go. Well, here's my, whoops. I haven't showed anybody this yet, but that's my Weaver's leather axe thing right there for felling. Got my wedges, the scrunch, and then my loggers tape right here. I had linked that in a video, and apparently a lot of people bought them, and Amazon sent me a check. Well, I've linked a lot of other things in videos before, and Amazon hasn't paid me anything for any of that. I've even had people say, hey, thanks for recommending this, like the I don't think I have it right here. Yeah, I don't know where it is. The little cordless Dremel tool, the faux live or whatever, that was actually sent to me by a company to do a review on or whatever. I did the video on it right before Christmas, and a lot of you guys actually said that you bought some. One person I think said they bought like 3 or 4 of them for family members as like a stocking stuffer. I still use the heck out of that thing. I use it all the time. It's really awesome. It holds a charge for a good long time. I was fairly impressed with it, and I reached out to that company again. I said, hey, you know, it because they started wanting to send me stupid little things. I can't even remember what it was, like something real cheap, like a pin or no, it was a screwdriver. Not like a cordless screwdriver. No, it was just a screwdriver that you can switch the bits on. And they just wanted me to do a review on it for a free product. And I was like, no, you got to be kidding me. It takes all day for me to do a video, and all you're giving me is a screwdriver. I've got lots of screwdrivers. I don't need another screwdriver. If you want me to do a video on your product, you're going to have to start paying me. And I stopped hearing from them. But at the same time, I had put links down in the description, and people had bought those products, and Amazon didn't pay me nothing. And that's a deterrent for me. If they're not going to pay me for putting products in front of you guys, there's no reason for me to be doing that. Or it just, I mean, I would like to put that in there for you guys, but at the same time, Amazon needs to, you know, pay me, because it's kind of difficult, because yes, I'm putting it out there, putting a link for you guys to where you can find that product easier, the exact product that I got. Yes, that's part of it, but the other half of it is, you know, the business side for Amazon. I'm selling stuff for them, and they need to pay me for that. And I've went through the Amazon affiliate program and all that stuff. It's supposed to be set up. I don't know what the deal is, but they're not paying me anymore. So I don't know what's going on. The Sandy Wilkerson said, I bought the cordless Dremel. Yeah, there was you and several others. Yeah, Joy Bless Life said, I had people buy from Amazon Leaks too, never got paid on any of it. Yeah, and that's the other thing. They said they changed it to where all you had to do was share a link. If you shared a link, then you would get paid, you know, because your YouTube or whatever is connected, and you're supposed to get paid through that. And I've got to check into it, learn about it or whatever, see what's going on. But yeah, I mean, why should I be doing work for them and selling their products? Gene Ackles said, screw that. Yeah. Don Lee said, I bought 3 of those. See, yeah, Don Lee bought 3. Sandy Wilkerson bought 1 or whatever. There was several people had sent me messages saying, hey, thanks, I bought, you know, X amount of these or whatever. Let's see. Roberta said, I'd call to find out how to make it work, if they will still pay. Yeah, I don't know that I can actually call Amazon to figure out that, but I know when I hauled loads for Amazon, just getting a hold of them when there was any kind of issue was a big pain. Yeah, it's mostly just email. You email them and then wait to hear back from them or something. Don Lee says, I love the one I bought from Marshall. Hey, I used it for sharpening the chainsaw. I prefer to use a hand file to sharpen the chainsaw, but you know, when you have to sharpen a lot, like when I was at Ed's, and I was sharpening 3 or 4 times a day, it come in pretty handy, because it was a time saver at that point. But I do prefer to use a hand file. I get a little better edge on there than what I do with a grinder. It seems to cut better. I'm better at it with a hand file. But I mean, I use it for little things, like, you know, needing to cut off a, you know, excess length of a bolt or something like that. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, I've been on here almost an hour and a half. I could talk forever, I guess. My coffee is almost done. I still got about a cup left in there. Well, if I'd open it. We still got 32 people in here. Shoot dang. Oh, that reminds me. Shoot Dang Fest coming up here real soon, the 29th and 30th of this next month. Hopefully I get to make it to that. I'm really hoping to be able to take the bus. It would be awesome if I can get this thing legal. I may have to get a job. Dadgum flies. I need to make some screens for the windows on the bus, and probably even for the emergency escape hatches. So that's another thing I'm gonna have to research on, is how to do all that, or how people do it. Donley says I'm also loving his peanut butter cookies. You're eating up all of his peanut butter cookies? Dang. Don't eat them all. I thought you were making them for him. You're making them for him, but you're eating them all, right? You just save a few for him. Not all of them. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out. Let's see. Roberta said, I love how well you enjoy what you make and do for your beloved. Dawn, you are funny. Just 2 for quality control. Debbie Shriman said, add to your list. Add what to my list? Don't leave me on a cliffhanger there. Add, what do you mean? Are you talking about the links and stuff? Oh, I get it now. Add to my list of things to do. Yeah, that's not real high on my priority list. All right, guys. We'll see y'all later. I'd end up staying in here forever. Oh, the screens. Yeah, definitely. All right. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye.